Okay, hi everybody. I've had a lot of questions about from a lot of you who've watched my videos about why I have anxiety and depression and PTSD. Um, well, when I was a kid, I was bullied a lot, and I don't like depression is just hereditary, I guess. But PTSD stands for post traumatic stress disorder, which basically means that, like, for me, like, I wake up in the middle of the night and I have nightmares about horribly scary things, people trying to hurt me, hunting me down, trying to kill me, stabbing me, poking me with knives and needles and stuff. And I do this about every night. Um, I apparently have night terrors, which I've been told is when you wake up in the middle of the night screaming from, um, like screaming out literally in the middle of the night, from nightmares. And in case you didn't notice, my face is incredibly red right now. Like it's like my. Let me turn this light on here. Like I'm like my face is like flushed right now. Like it's so red because I'm having really high anxiety. People have been mean to me, horribly mean to me in the past. Like, I got post traumatic stress disorder because a lot of my peers abused me, and I'm still trying to deal with it. It's very traumatic, and I, I, I have been having. Oh wow, my anxiety is way up. My pulse is up. I have been having a lot of trouble lately because uh I met a guy, and well, in the past, like, I've told him that in the past I told him about my anxiety and how bad it gets, and that I've been hospitalized for it several times, like 6 7 times in my life. I lost count. um like last year I drove myself to the ER 4 times, all the while shaking, and I didn't even think I'd make it there before I got any help with my anxiety. I didn't think I would be able to make it there. But I told him about how mean people were in my past, and that people have literally pushed me. Literally, I someone tried to rape me once. Literally, people like when I was little, there was this neighbor girl, evil girl that lived next door, and she one time, like, she would always say mean things to me, do mean things to me. Like, she was emotionally abusive and verbally, and I always thought that I was some kind of loser because that's how she made me feel. That's what she talked to me like. Like, she talked to me like I was some stupid idiot and I was a loser. And she she was very mean, and she actually one time, some of the bad things she did, like, she would put boogers in my hair, assault me, push me, bully me. And she would take one time I fell down and I scraped my knees on the sidewalk, and I when they finally formed scabs, she tried to scratch the scabs because she wanted me to bleed. How messed up is that? She was 5 years old. I mean, for a 5 year old to do that, that's pretty messed up. And, like, I don't know why I was allowed to play with her. I shouldn't have been. And then another time, she decided she wanted to play a game called Blink the Eye, which is a really dumb game. You're supposed to blink before someone pokes you, which is something stupid she made up. And um, she decided she was going to do that with a pen, so she stabbed me in the eye with the pen once, and it went right through my eyelid. Um, and I'm just damn lucky that she didn't poke my eye out with it, with that pen, because she could have left me blind, and there were no consequences for her. Like, she was a spoiled child. Like, she was a horrible, horrible human. This is why I don't like humans most of the time, because a lot of people that I meet are not very nice, and I will show you something. Okay, on my phone. Okay, see, this is something else I told my ex. Like, I went to like, I ended up meeting him on Facebook, and, like, like, I spent 6 months talking to this guy, and we finally met in person and everything. And, like, it was hard, really hard for me to just even get out. Like, I told him about this. Like, I spent 9 years of my life terrified of humans, too terrified to even go outside. Like, seriously, I would not. Um, I would not even go outside at all. Like I was terrified. Like I would not go outside at all. Like I would not. Like I don't I don't like I'm not I don't risk meeting humans. I just because so many of them have been mean to me. That's why I'm an animal person. I prefer animals over most people because most people are not have been horribly mean to me. And so I started meeting people and getting to know people. About 9 years, it took me 9 years until I got so lonely that like I could not stand it anymore. And I was afraid to go outside for 9 years because I've been so abused and people have been so mean to me in the past. And this is a list of all the people that I have been in contact with. I don't know if you can see that, but like this is a list of all the people like that I've ever been in it doesn't show up contact with. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 human people on here that have been emotionally and verbally abusive to me and have basically bullied me. And then I have my ex. I can't even believe that he did this to me. Like I got to know him, and it took me a long time to like actually get up the courage to meet anybody because like I was terrified, so terrified just to meet people. I told him, okay, like I got to know him and I talked to him like a lot, and I fell in love with him. And I've never been in love before because I've never met anybody who was even decent or anything. And I just couldn't. I was blown away when I finally like I went to his place, he went to mine, and like he lives away, but like it's like really like that's so like I mean, okay, so I told him about all the abuse that I've had, and hi Darth Vader, by the way. Sorry, I'm a little spacey. I told him about all the abuse I've had, what people have done to me, how mean people have been, and I told him like, and then he says like I had planned this vacation because I said we should go to Florida together. He's like, yeah, that'd be cool. My grandparents live there. We can go. Blah blah blah. And like, so we were gonna go to Florida together, and I decided, well, let's do it. You know, let's go. And so he plans to take time off work, and like I've been planning this for like months and everything. And I tell him like he randomly just tells me out of the blue, oh by the way, I've got to see if we can leave at this time because some chick wants to go with us. I'm thinking like, what are you talking about? Like, so some random person he just met online. That's how serial killers find their victims. Okay, like I'm paranoid anyway, but like this is how serial killers find their victims. And he wants to go give a ride to some stranger that he's never met before. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, come on, like who does that? Like, how insane is that? Like, I'm not the only one that feels that way. Please tell me. Like, this is insane. Like, so I met this guy, and like I wasted 6 months on this guy. Okay, and we're sitting there, and he just says like, oh well, you know. And I told him like, I have anxiety. This is what's happened. Like, I don't trust people because like you know because all this stuff happened to me. And I said, if I go with her, I will not feel safe. I don't know people. I cannot like I don't trust people like that. I said it was hard for me to even meet you, like, and he just acted like he understood that. Like, I mean, he said, well, you'll have me, I'll protect. I'm like, yeah, but I mean, how do you know she's not going to cause a wreck or steal something? You don't know. She could try to kill us, like. Suppose she wants to go to her friend's house and she takes us to some person's house that ends up being a serial killer. Like, seriously? And so I'm just sitting there, and he decides that just because, and so he texts me, and I said, like, I'm having anxiety. I have to go to the ER. And he says, okay, well, I said, I'm terrified because I've had 4 times just last year where I had to go to the ER from anxiety because it got so bad and I almost died. And he said, his response was, don't die on me. So that means he understands, okay? Like, he understands the urgency of this and that it is very dangerous for me, to do this, like, to feel this way. And even still, I say, well, I can't ride with her. And he says, okay, well, then I'll see you on the way back. Like, he's just going to go without me, with her instead. Like, seriously, I was the one, I fell in love with him. This guy is impotent, and I loved him anyway. How many other guys can say that they have found love if they're like that? Like, I mean, this is why I don't get to know people. Like, all these people are, look, there's 13 numbers here that I have blocked. I know you can't see this, but, like, there's 13 numbers here that, like, I have blocked because these are all numbers of people that ended up hurting me, like, and I mean, this guy, like, just meeting this guy on Facebook was such a risk for me. Like, I mean, and I was terrified to do that. And he just decides to say, well, just because I can't get it together enough to ride with a stranger who could be a serial killer, hello? I mean, come on. Like, this is why I don't trust humans. And, like, my face is so flushed right now. Okay, I'm wondering what my pulse is. Because it's really high. And this is why I've been having such a hard time lately. Because, seriously, and I mean, for me to tell somebody about this, to open myself up and just be honest about this and like just tell somebody that I actually know, like somebody that I actually, thought I knew, like thought I knew who he was, and like to fall in love and then, be like, well, well, this is what I have. Like for me to even be open about this is a new thing for me. Like I'm not usually open about this. Like I'm really good at hiding it and I don't like to show it to other people because I'm terrified, but I decided to post these videos because people don't believe me when I tell them how bad it gets. Like I get to the point like where I freak out. Like I just had to take some relaxing medicine. It's a natural. It's called Highlands Nerve Tonic. I took that because it's starting to help a little bit. Like, but like still, like my cheeks are so red. I'm so flushed. I have so much anxiety right now. Like I look like how I'm feel, and I've never ever been in a situation where I feel like I might like I've never been in love before. So like for me to feel comfortable enough with a person to say like I mean I wasn't really that comfortable, but like to say like I figured well if I'm gonna be in a relationship I should be honest. So I told him like I'm like this is going to kill me, and he's like well don't die. And then for him to just say like well if you can't get it together, not like come on. I mean if you know that I'm about to die and you're choosing to take someone else over me, do you really think that's gonna make me feel better? Do you really think I'm not gonna die from that? I mean come on, like I mean, for him to do that to me, like on purpose, like that, I mean, come on, to just be somebody that was such a big blow to me, and I just don't know how to do that. I am mad at him. Like I am so hurt. I am so hurt. Like I don't even feel the anger. Like I don't know how to like for somebody to just and he kept belittling my situation. Like oh well, I need more abuse in my life. What kind of freak says that? I know that's a horrible thing to say, but seriously, if you're that messed up in the head that you think you want to be abused, I mean, come on. Hello, like that was a red flag. Like that's when I was like, okay, you are like I didn't want to tell him he was insane because I knew he wouldn't believe me, but I mean, come on, if somebody's gonna think like that, like and they're not gonna tell you how they think and like how they feel about like and they're just gonna hide pretend to be normal. This is why I don't trust people. Like I cannot. Like I'm to the point now where I'm not going outside again. And I may be inside for about 11 years or more this time because like last time it was 9 years and this has hurt me more than anybody ever has. Like this is the biggest hurt I've ever had. And for me to actually just be like feeling this is not good. My heart rate is way up. This is why I don't trust people and it's not good. Yeah, I just can't even believe the hurt that I'm feeling from this. Like that someone would actually pretend about that, like, and just understand that I'm about to die and what they are doing is going to kill me and just do it anyway. Do you know that if I died, I wouldn't even be able to sue him because PTSD doesn't like do anything? Do you know that? Like, oh, thank you, Darth Vader. That's so kind. Yeah, I need to get away from this, but no one can give me that. Like, I need to not feel this. There's nothing that can make me not feel this. Like, I wish I didn't feel it. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. Even though he did this to me, like, if he just felt this for like 30 seconds, he would know that this is, for lack of a better word, pure hell. Like, this feels like I'm in hell right now. Like, I didn't ask to have this. I don't even want to be alive right now. Like, to be honest, like, I'm not enjoying any of this. Like, this, I would not wish this. Like, this is one of those things, like, that you hear people say, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Well, here you go. Like, I mean, for somebody to know that they're gonna, like, cause your death and just go ahead and do it anyway, I mean, how horrible. Like, I just can't believe that he would actually do that. Like, he seemed so normal and nice at first, and then for him to just basically, in essence, lead to my death, do things that actually will end up killing me. I mean, if I say, and I'm honest with you, and I say, hey, I can't handle this, and you do it anyway, come on, like, I mean, for somebody to actually do that, like, I just can't, like, I can't wrap my head around that. That's just too much to comprehend. Okay, I'm gonna go now. I need to sign off, and yeah, thanks for watching.